Hello everyone, my name is Rhett. I am the maker of Soma, and we just barely released it on the App Store. It was a project of mine that kind of developed from something a little bit more primitive, but we made it a little more robust and we put it out for you all to enjoy. I have it here on my phone, and you'll be able to follow along as we put it up on the side of the screen here, so you can see what we're doing and learn how this app works. It's not terribly complicated, but I think you guys will enjoy it. Alright, so right at the beginning we have a counter screen. And it has a button right at the bottom that says create your first counter. So let's do that. We'll tap there. All right, so now on this screen, this is the counter view here, and it has a few controls here and a little ring, okay, and a title up at the top. That's steps. Now, one thing that my wife likes to use this app for is for counting puzzle pieces. So we are going to rename this title to be Puzzle Pieces, because that's just fun. Alright, so now it's pretty simple. There's two big buttons here with hands on them, one of them to go up and one of them to go down. So let's just say I get a few of these puzzle pieces here, and we're just going to tap that, get it up to about 6 pieces there. And there you go. But then I realized I wanted to start over, so I can hit this reset counter at the bottom, and it goes right back to 0. Now you'll notice there's also a little 100 underneath the 0. And also, as I was filling this up, there's a little bar that starts to fill up all around that circle. That's because these counters also have goals. You can set a total for it to get to, all right? And there's a button here to edit that setting, so let's edit the settings. Here's the settings for a counter. You can also edit the name in here as well as on the previous screen. There is a target, which right now defaults to 100, but that's changeable in your app settings. And then you have intervals where you can say, well, I want to do it 5 at a time, or 10 at a time, or 100 at a time if you wanted to. And you also have some customization where you can change the counter color to whichever color you want. Let's go green, just for the fun of it. We'll make our target, what the heck, we'll make it a little low number, 40, and we'll go 5 at a time, okay? Then we hit the done button, and that just dismisses it. And there's all our changes. You can see we're a little over halfway there, 21 over 40. Actually, while I'm thinking about it, let's, for nice round numbers, we'll go to 20 over 40. That way when we do 5s, it'll be nice and pretty. Okay, so as you can see, now we're going down by 5s and up by 5s. We'll go all the way up to 40, and bam, it's filled. You can go past the goal if you want to. The circle will just stay filled. And if you want to go back to before, you have to go below the goal. And you can always hit reset to get back to 0. And you can even go below 0 if you like. If you go below 0, it will just ignore your goal entirely, because it doesn't make any sense to go negative if you have a goal. So it just dims out that circle for you. Cool, huh? Now, you can have as many counters as you want. The free app will start with 3 counters that you can have. But if you want more than 3 different counters on there, then you'll have to purchase the app. It's $1 a month. I'm going to make a few of them here, just kind of whatever. I'm just going to make a couple of different ones here so you can kind of get some ideas on how this first screen works when it has a lot of counters on it. Let's change the color of that one. We'll go up by 50. Done. Go up. One more change here. Make it 1,000 just for the fun of it. All right. So now I have set this up. We've got 4 different counters here. This is the main counter screen we saw at the beginning when it had no counters. But you know, we want some counters on there because why have them on here if you don't? So there are a few buttons on the screen. First of all, you can tap on any of those counters to go into the counter. You can also just go back. We have the plus button up in the corner. That creates a new counter. We'll just throw another one on there. We'll make it nice and pink. And this is just coming up with some random ideas that you could throw in there, but you can change the titles to whatever you like. Finally, we have our sort buttons here. And there's different sort options. You can name it ascending or descending, or you can sort it by the count ascending or descending. So if we sort it by count ascending, it'll start by the lowest one, which is our -25 puzzle pieces, which makes no sense, but it's fun. Then to tasks, sales, books, and ideas from -25 all the way up to 200. But if we want to change it to our named ascending, well, we start at the back of the alphabet with tasks, then sales, puzzle pieces, ideas, and books. So really, it's pretty easy to sort it however you like. At the very end, we have our main settings for the entire app. If you purchase the entire app, the subscription for the app, you will get everything in here. There won't be anything locked out. There's not that much to this app, so I don't expect you to even feel like you have to pay for anything. So what you get if you buy it is you'll be able to use different app icons that I'll show you here. We have our abacus, our binary, and our tally. Originally, the app only had one, but we had a very skilled designer come up with a couple of different ideas for us, and we threw them in here. Hopefully you can pick one you like. And then you have the default accent color. You'll note that when I started creating any of those counters, that they were blue, because that's the default color. But you can change it to whatever color you like. And when you change it to that color, you'll note that the color of all the controls will change as well. So our send feedback button, our default target, all of our different icons, they all change to that color that you choose. So you know that's the color you're going to get when you hit that plus button. All right. And these colors even come in dark mode. They even come in dark mode. So you can see all these colors. They're designed to be in dark mode. They look rather nice. As you're filling it up, they'll just light everything up for you. And you can go either way. I'll change it back to light mode just for presentation's sake. All right, you have the delete all counters button. If you want to just get rid of everything, you can tap that button and it'll wipe everything out. And there they all go. Finally, you have a default target. You don't have to have a target or a goal for these timers. You can have it be turned off entirely. So all it is just counting up and down. It doesn't care about a goal. Or you can set it to something specific so that way when you create new ones, it does it. You can also edit it in each individual one. And then there's some other, legal stuff that I got to throw in there, but there's a send feedback button as well. So if you find anything you want different about this app, I'm open to feedback. I'm the only one working on this, so any extra help I can get on making this app as awesome as it can be when it comes to the feedback will be great. You tap that, it'll open up your email app. And let's see if there we go. This app is also localized in Italian, so per tutti voi italiani potete usarlo in italiano e tutto è tradotto. E se c'è qualcosa che non va, fammi sapere. So there you go. Hopefully you didn't mind a little bit of Italian there, but that was for my Italian friends. And I hope you really enjoy Soma. I've enjoyed making it, and I plan on continuing to build it up. So thank you so much, and happy counting!